What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Thursday, October 31st, 2024, and I have an emergency alert to share with you guys. Right now it is 1400 Eastern Time here in the United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from the Middle East. So, Iran plans to strike Israel before the election here in the U.S. This was reported by CNN yesterday, citing official sources. And we're also hearing that Israel is planning to preemptively strike Iran very soon, according to Israeli Channel 14. So if you remember a few days ago, I reported that Israel already approved another strike on Iran, and we're also hearing a lot of nuclear codes being transmitted today and last night, so something could go down this evening or tomorrow or this weekend, because the emergency action messages or nuclear attack options have been broadcasting like crazy since yesterday evening once again. And we also have several nuclear war command and control planes up in the air over the continental United States. So what you're looking at here are three Boeing E-6B Mercuries. These are known as the TACAMO planes. They're used to communicate with our submerged nuclear-armed submarines, and they can also remotely launch all of our Minuteman III ICBMs. And there's three of them up in the air right now, one off the coast of Southern California and two over Oklahoma. We also have a nuke sniffer plane airborne over the Midwest. So U.S. nuclear forces are on very high alert. We also have a lot of sub-hunters off the U.S. East Coast again. Here we have one P-8 Poseidon off the coast of Cape Hatteras, and then another one flying really low off the coast of Florida. And Biden advisor Amos Hochstein won't travel to Beirut and will return to Washington from Israel later today, which means that no ceasefire deal was reached in Lebanon. So Amos Hochstein is the Biden Lebanon advisor. He's the guy that has been trying to make a peace deal between Hezbollah and Israel for the last year. And so he just went to Israel to try to make another peace deal. Looks like that fell through. And North Korea tested a new ICBM last night that reached a record altitude and flight time for North Korea. The Japanese Defense Ministry stated that the flight time for the North Korean ICBM was roughly 1 hour and 26 minutes, the longest flight ever for a ballistic missile launch from North Korea, suggesting that this may be a new variant of an ICBM. The missile was launched at a lofted trajectory towards the Sea of Japan and achieved a maximum altitude of 7,000 kilometers, where it is believed to have landed west of Hokkaido's Kushiri Island. The White House National Security Council has condemned the launch of an ICBM by North Korea into the Sea of Japan, calling it a flagrant breach of multiple UN Security Council resolutions. They further pledged to use all necessary measures to ensure the security of the U.S. homeland, South Korea, and Japan. And South Korean and Japanese defense officials stated that the ICBM launched by North Korea may be able to reach well beyond the east coast of the United States. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un said the ICBM launch demonstrated counteraction will, and that North Korea will never change the line of bolstering nuclear forces. The president of South Korea, Yoon Suk-yeol, has called for a strong response to last night's launch of an ICBM by North Korea, with him directing the South Korean National Security Council to prepare for further surprise provocation. So this is very, very serious, guys. North Korea launching a missile straight up into the air, 7,000 kilometers, guys. It went straight up into space and then back down. That is insane, which means that its maximum range is probably well over 10,000 or more kilometers. And South Korean intelligence also warned that North Korea could do a nuclear test very soon, possibly this weekend before the election here in the U.S. They've detected some activity at the North Korean nuclear test site. And people living in the European Union should stockpile emergency supplies in the event of war with Russia or some other major emergency, a new report has advised. The report on Europe's civilian and military preparedness, published on Wednesday, was written by former Finnish President Sauli Niinisto in his capacity as special advisor to the President of the European Commission. The report notes that the EU was not prepared for either the COVID-19 pandemic or Russia's aggression against Ukraine, and that it needs to move from reaction to proactive preparedness. As part of this strategy, the EU should advise households to prepare to be self-sufficient for a minimum of 72 hours in the event of an emergency, the report says. It advised member states to provide its citizens with guidelines on stockpiling, evacuations, and how to access emergency services. A survey cited in the report outlines various essential supplies for households to have in case of an emergency, including stockpiles of food, drinks, and medicine, a flashlight, and battery-powered radio. The advice aims to prepare EU citizens for emergencies ranging from another pandemic to extreme weather or armed aggression. We do not have a clear plan on what the EU will do in the event of armed aggression against a member state. The threat of war posed by Russia to European security forces us to address this as a centerpiece of our preparedness without undermining the work to prepare for other major threats, the report said. Wow. So, centerpiece of their preparedness. Okay, that's what this report is saying. This was put together by the former president of Finland, okay? And this was submitted to Ursula von der Leyen, the supreme leader of the European Union. And the report notes that while the threat of Russian aggression is felt most by its immediate neighbors, any action by Russia against an EU member state would impact all of the bloc's 27 countries. The territorial integrity and political independence of every member state is inextricably linked with that of other member states and the EU as a whole, the report says. The report states that empowering citizens should be at the core of a comprehensive preparedness strategy and that the bloc should raise awareness and encourage self-reliance among its population. It also proposes other EU-wide measures, at least 20% of the bloc's overall budget being allocated to enhancing security and crisis readiness. Wow, 20% of the entire EU budget should be allocated to security and preparedness, according to the former Finnish president. It also suggests a plan of greater intelligence sharing among EU countries. The 165-page report was presented to EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen on Wednesday. Wow, guys, so this is very, very concerning. Okay, the EU is now going to be preparing for war. They're going to be preparing their civil defense. And we've been seeing all kinds of unusual activity on the border of Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. Just 2 months ago, Russia sent a drone 50 miles into Latvia, okay? Where was the mainstream media when that happened? Okay, nowhere. And we currently have a massive number of Russian troops on the border of Lithuania, okay? And the Baltic countries and Poland are building up defense lines very, very quickly because they're concerned that Russia could invade, okay? Lithuania, just about a month ago, destroyed several bridges linking Lithuania to Kaliningrad, and they also mined their entire shoreline of the Niemen River, which goes along the border with Kaliningrad. They put anti-tank mines and anti-personnel mines along the entire shore of that river, okay? Poland just finished drills on the border of Belarus, and they're building a massive defense line called the Eastern Shield, which is going to cost them $1 billion, the equivalent of $1 billion. Estonia, they're going to be building 600 bunkers along their border with Russia, okay? So, guys, it's coming. It looks like Russia's going to invade the Baltics. And a significant fire broke out early last night at the British BAE Systems nuclear submarine shipyard in Barrow-in-Furness in Cumbria. This is in Scotland. The incident occurred around 12:45 a.m. in the Devonshire Dock Hall, which is used for constructing the Royal Navy's Astute-class submarines and the Dreadnought program. So these are nuclear-powered submarines. These are not the nuclear-armed submarines. These are the nuclear-powered attack subs. Still very significant, nevertheless. And 2 individuals were hospitalized due to suspected smoke inhalation, but authorities confirmed there were no other injuries and assured the public that there was no nuclear risk associated with the fire. So this sounds to me like the work of a sleeper cell in Scotland, probably Russians. And what you're looking at here is the flight path of a South Korean reconnaissance plane up in the air this afternoon, keeping an eye on the border of North Korea. And this is what the situation looked like last night during the North Korean ICBM test. You can see a U.S. aerial refueler in the East China Sea and then some kind of South Korean reconnaissance plane here. But that's the latest breaking news that I have. We do have EAMs skyrocketing the last 24 hours. I am playing them live on my 24/7 monitoring stream, so check out my stream. And also follow me on Telegram and Twitter. The links to my Telegram and Twitter are in the description below this video, but just make sure you guys are getting prepared. Also, next week, I will be going live all day and all night on Election Day to cover the election. So things are really heating up all around the world, and then here in the United States, things are about to get crazy during this election. So just be very vigilant when you go out to vote. Okay, keep an eye on your surroundings, and also keep an eye on any weird things going on at your local voting station. Okay, if you suspect that something weird is going on, let somebody know, document it, film it. Okay, so there's evidence of it. If there's any, weird ballot tampering or something, document it, okay? Collect the evidence. But that's it for now, guys. I will be back later tonight or tomorrow. And until the next time, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps. Prepare, practice, and persevere. And this update was sponsored by My Patriot Supply. Guys, My Patriot Supply has brought back their discount on their 3-month emergency food supply. And to get the deal, you got to go to preparewithNYPrepper.com. The link is in the description below this video. But they have 3 months of freeze-dried food with a 25-year shelf life, packed into rugged, watertight buckets that you can easily store in a small room for just $700 with free shipping included, and they ship very fast. Also, they're including some freebies. They're going to include a survival Bible, a 424-page survival book, an ultimate preparedness checklist, a natural disaster field guide. They also have a disaster replacement warranty, so if your food gets destroyed in a natural disaster, they will replace it for you with no cost. And also they have a 30-day return policy, no questions asked. So check out My Patriot Supply. Use the link preparewithNYPrepper.com to get 25% off of their 3-month emergency food supply, free shipping included. And the link is in the description below this video.